I still on? Show pop-up. Buckle up. I'll even give you a little peek. I'm here. Over here. It's the Jim Fannon Show Live. My thanks to Primo with the Cremo. Well done. Robbie was long overdue. I wanted to have a conversation with the man to find out where he's been at because I haven't been able to talk to him in a while. I mean, I talked to him, but I guess I wanted to have a public conversation with him, so we got that done on Instagram tonight. The first half of it was on Rob's feed, and then the second half, he came onto my feed, and I think you can see about 66 minutes of it. In the beginning of it, I'm messing around, trying to figure out how to work things. Maybe we'll play some music for you tonight, but first, Rob and I were talking all things lockdown and all things coronavirus and all things Doug Ford and all things activism and all things protesting and all things. What? It was very cathartic, kind of therapeutic for me to get some of this stuff off my chest because I haven't been broadcasting all that much lately. I've been trying to make a living. It's hot out here for a pimp. But I would invite you to check out this site. Let me cut to... I'm not technically savvy with this, so you might have to deal with my face a little bit too much. Oh, here we go. This is better. World-O-Meters. Shit, it's 11:15. I missed the whole game. Doesn't matter. My Eagles are in the playoffs. World-O-Meters, if this is not a site that you've been going to, oh, look, we're almost 8 billion. Now, how long is it going to take us to get another 100 million in population at this rate? Probably another year. Births this year. Oh, shit. 100 million. If we're at 3 days. Well, I can't figure that out. But anyways, this is a cool site. And I just want to hit quickly on this. You can get some coronavirus information here. And it knows I'm in the Dominican Republic, so it's spamming me with appropriate ads. Thank you, Google. Thank you very little. Look at these numbers. Don't be scared. It's just a cold now. Probably get banned for that. Let's go to Canada, because that's the country I care most about. And then we're going to go to, I should put my ad blocker on. Yes, definitely. No, get rid of this. Beat it. Okay, daily cases graph. That's not usually where I go. I usually go to closed cases. Closed cases. Show graph. Okay, so I've been saying this for a long time. I've been doing this for a while. My opinion has not changed on it. Daily new cases. Now, go down here and put the 3-day moving average on and see that we had a height here of about 8 or 9,000. Let's call it 10. Okay? Almost 10. January 4th, 1 year ago, the peak. These are, I want to be very clear about this. These are not medical cases. These are not necessarily infections. These are, positive tests. Okay, now we know that the PCR tests are flawed. That's why they stopped using them. And we know that the cycle count is anything up over, I can't remember what it is. I don't know, they're spinning them at 42, and that's way too much. So we're getting a lot of false positives, which inflates the numbers. And then we know what they do in the hospitals because there's a financial incentive to say that people have it, to put them on ventilators, and to say that they died of it. There's a financial incentive for the hospital system. I don't want to talk about that so much, but I want to draw your attention to the new case counts. Wow. January 2nd. So we're now at over 4 times our highest peak of daily new positive tests. Okay? I've been doing this for 2 years on different shows. And then if you slide down to daily deaths, you see a problem here. Here's the peak. Should be around the same time, right? In Canada, 257 deaths. Now with 4 times the cases, we're at 10% the deaths. 30 deaths on January 2nd as compared to almost 300. That's troubling from the standpoint that we are locking down the economy, killing our children, taking them out of school, forcing people to drugs and alcohol. For what? I don't know. It's heartbreaking. Can I get a confirmation that you can hear me? So go over to my Instagram and you'll find a 1-hour conversation with my buddy Bob Primo. I thought it was pretty good. Primo's a good guy. He's been very active in the movement, and I appreciate what he's been doing. I know it's not easy. I've been there. I have the charges to prove it. Oh, and I got about 100 followers today. I think I was around 1,000. So here's a... So, yeah, so there's about, how do I see how long it is? So I came out earlier. So yeah, you should be able to see about just over an hour of this stuff. If you're interested, I was more like a guest this evening. Just touch me up on the Instagram at Jim Fannon Show. Here I am at Jim Fannon, fakebook.com/Jim Fannon. I'll make room for you and dump a couple lefties if you want to add me. On the Twatter, Josh Denny, one of my favorites. I'm at Team Niagara on the Twatter. 4,000 tweets, that's weak. I gotta change this up. Eagles are in the playoffs. How's my birthday doing up there? Trew.Tube, Trew.Tube is still up. Go check it out. And you can check me on Getter. Joe Rogan joined Getter, and he's got 8 million followers in the first 24 hours of him. I've got 23 followers. Yeah, I'm pretty cool. Anybody good? No. Caitlin O. Michael Flynn is following me? What up? No, that can't be right. Is that the Michael Flynn? No. Fake account. Michael Flynn G. Anyways, go find me on Getter. I might be out there a little bit more often as I get punted from other platforms. So basically, I just came out to make sure that everything was working right because I had a glitch. I had to reboot my OBS, and I'm tired. It's a 2-hour conversation with Primo. But I'll come back Thursday night at 7 o'clock from a different location. And because I escaped Canada before they put the vax mandate in, before you were unable to fly or you couldn't get on a train or a plane or whatever without the shot, I bailed. I had an opportunity in Dominican Republic, so I jumped on it. I took it. And I'm not sorry I did, because it's 85 degrees every day here and sunny. I'm not suffering any sort of seasonal depression. Let's find Dominican Republic. This is too big. How come I got this fucking wound up so tight? And if you send me a buyer, I'll pay cash. Because I need some business. Where's Dominican? I'm sure there's no cases on this island. Because nobody cares. Nobody talks about it except the expats. How do I find it? This is not going well. I'm tired. What can I say? Oh, who cares? I promise I'll have a faster moving show for you on Thursday night, 7 o'clock. You can find it wherever you're watching it now or on Twitter. Me and the frog in my pocket. Twitter, Twitch, DLive, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Twitter does not let me broadcast any longer from that location. Somebody's probably going, you just went by it. DRC. Should be able to just... Jeez, this is great radio. It's horrible TV. Vatican City? Come on, man. All right, well, I guess I don't care that much. What I do care about is maybe getting a beer. Costa Rica? I'm too tired for this. So yeah, go over and catch my show with Primo. It didn't suck. And I'm going to do one with Shandor, I think, coming up soon. Maybe you need to hear a little bit of X Factor, or M Factor, my boy. Maddie McPherson. This one's called Want Some? Catch me Thursday night at 7 p.m. I'm out.
that means prices go down. Today, the Bank of Canada confirmed that we have inflation. Again, for those who don't think about monetary policy, that means prices go up. So everything they said would go down is going up, and everything they said is going up is now going down. Now that the Prime Minister has himself spinning in circles and saying his own name here on the floor of the House of Commons, will he finally admit that what we have in this country is Justin...
Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we've seen over the past many weeks Conservatives simply try to play attacks and fling mud and lay blame and distract when the reality is Canadians deserve support. Canadians deserve a government like ours that continues to invest to support them with historic investments in infrastructure and housing, with supports for families and seniors. The Conservatives continue to complain that we were investing too much through the beginning of this pandemic to support Canadians. And what we've seen is our economic recovery is actually better than most of our peers because we were there for Canadians.
The honourable member for Carleton.
Well, the Prime Minister got confused when he was asked, what is this famous middle class he's always talking about? It turned out, he said, it's those people who live off their income instead of their assets. Except that inflation hits folks who live off income the hardest because their paycheck is worth less, while helping those people like him who live off of ancestral assets. Their assets appreciate and inflate in value. So maybe the reason he doesn't think about inflation is because he benefits from it. For example, can the Prime Minister tell us how much his mansion in the Laurentians has inflated in price since he took office?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Again, Mr. Speaker, we see the Conservatives choosing to focus on me when they should be focused like we are on Canadians. We will continue to be there to invest in countering this housing crisis with real investments from municipalities, as opposed to the member from Carleton's suggestion that we give tax breaks to wealthy landlords to help them sell their buildings. That's not what's going to help Canadians afford their first homes or retire in safety. That is the kinds of thing the Conservatives propose when we propose concrete investments in helping Canadians through. We promise to have their backs, and despite what the Conservatives say, we will continue to have their backs.
Here's got another one.
Is there no? Okay. The honourable member for Carleton.
Well, speaking of wealthy landlords, I have here the financial stability report from the Bank of Canada, which shows that since this Prime Minister started pumping $400 billion into the financial system, wealthy landlords have seen a 100% increase in the mortgage lending they've been able to acquire.
Wow.
Cheap debt for the wealthy investor class, high inflation for the working class. You see, more dollars chasing fewer goods means higher prices. Does the Prime Minister realize that every time he takes a trip to the central bank, Canadians have to go over to the food bank?